That was like an amusement park ride.
Your heart's racing right now. This is. So see, like.
So fellow YouTuber and friend Tesla Raj reached out and invited me to go for a ride in his Tesla Model 3, which is one of the few Teslas with full self-driving beta, aka FSD BETA. Yeah. So we get into the car, and the first thing he showed me was the new user interface.
I mean, I think it's beautiful, right? I mean, like, you see this, like, your car represented so beautifully. It really highlights, like, how HD and, like, new age it is.
Yeah.
The old school was just like, you know, you had a top-down view. It was very, it wasn't bad. It's obviously way better than any other vehicle, but this just elevates even. I mean, just watching that door open.
I know, I love that.
Oh, it's just so smooth.
It looks like we're gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Now, somebody did ask to do the windows reflect.
Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Okay, put them up. Look at that. That is awesome.
Yeah. And I wonder if it's open or...
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that is so cool. They thought of every little detail, didn't they?
Oh, on the first build, it didn't do the windows. So that came afterwards.
So then I bet it would do the same thing for the... Well, yeah, the back. But what about the charger?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, and it opened up. And then you just go over here
Yeah.
and
There it
close it.
goes.
That's pretty cool. Just kind of a fun... I mean, obviously something that's not necessary,
No.
but just these cool added little touches.
Then we got onto the main event. And what I find interesting is, since I don't have FSD BETA myself, I felt a bit like a rookie and found myself asking questions to things I already knew the answers to.
Okay, so you'll see here, all the stuff is now put on the left side, right? So, like, let me...
Oh, yeah, all the driving. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you get your stock shift here, and then all the stuff's over on the top. That's new, and some people are a little indifferent about it. The speed will show over here. But, you know, they keep adapting it. And then this is what Elon referred to as, like, the vector view. So now your car is not seen as a car anymore. It's just seen in a vector graphic as there's something there. Right?
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, you'll see how kind of everything is.
So all you do is this. You just have to put in reverse then.
Yep. And you put it in reverse.
And it should technically start.
No. So...
Oh, you haven't gone in yet.
Yeah, I haven't gone into the mode. And I will show you. Let's see here. And then just to even show you this, this is where you would activate it. Full self-driving beta. And when you turn it on, that's the, you know, kind of alert.
Yes.
And, you know, they tell you, be careful. Of course, this is a beta release.
Okay, so now we are in full on.
So now we're on full self-driving.
Okay,
So it just made that left. I'm not doing anything.
that was smooth. I mean, wow. There's nothing jerky. That was like you were driving.
Yeah. So it's hard to believe sometimes. So you'll want to see, like, make sure that so I always just keep my hand down here just to be ready to take on. And of course, add a little bit of that grip. So it, you know, because you still get the nag.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And it goes. You didn't do anything, right?
Not doing
Just
anything.
Full on. You don't have to push the stock.
No.
A really good acceleration.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting, what you'll see is how everything's mapped out. So the red is the curb. You'll see the stop. You'll see when I stop, it kind of pulls back, gives you a bigger view. Here's a good example. Look at how many other cars there were. It waited for its turn.
Yeah.
And it said autopilot waiting for its turn.
Oh, that just accelerated.
Yeah. It's pretty good about the acceleration. And in some cases, then it's a little bit more cautious.
So you can see my overall first impression was pretty good. I was impressed with the first initial left turn and even how it handled stop signs. To a point, I had to ask him just to make sure he wasn't doing anything. And the aggressive acceleration was also a little surprising.
Okay, so this is good, residential.
All right. You know, when you see it in the videos, it's really not that concerning when you're passing these cars on the side. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're looking at this video now, it even looks like it's too close. It's like, no, there's definitely not any form of...
Yeah. And you can see it identifies everything. It even saw those kids and the people.
Yeah.
Identified on the screen. All the cars are identified. And we're to residential. Now, my only feedback to Tesla in this situation is, in a residential, I prefer to be going 20 instead of 25. And look, we're at our destinations. And then the other thing is you'll see, because we were in full self-driving, look at how big the screen is for the visualization.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And look how small the map
because
is.
if it's driving for you, you don't necessarily need to see the map.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll put it on park, and you'll see it comes back out.
Now at this point, I have yet to have any scary moments. The car is driving beautifully, but at one point, it finally felt like it got really close to clipping a car on a right turn.
You mean to offset 5 under?
Yes.
I don't know if... Is that scary how close it was?
That was. I'm glad you pointed that out, because
Yes.
I was kind of going,
So from the passenger side, in my initial video, some people thought I overreacted, and I was like, well, I didn't overreact, because when you're on the passenger side, it does look closer than it is. But I always make sure that it's identifying that object, and then you have to be ready to take over. You know, you just... And this is actually... Oh, watch this here.
Okay. The curves, not bad. Okay.
It's I have feared for my rims a
Yes,
lot,
yes.
but it has been totally fine.
Oh man.
I think the big thing is how it identifies the curbs. That's here is a very
Okay, this. Yeah, we got to cross a whole 2-lane intersection here. Wow.
And I have done it with lots of cars, and it creeps. And like, I mean, because it's not how you normally drive, so it's very weird being okay with the way they're doing it. So you kind of almost have to just trust it, but still be ready to take over.
Now I'm sure with time, it is easier to trust the car to make the right move and stay safe. But at first, it can be a little unnerving. Then, upon stopping at a stoplight, I took notice of just how much the car can see. And it's really impressive.
And there's the guy.
Yep, there's the guy walking.
Look, it shows his mask too. No.
And then this cone that's right here.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It really does.
Yeah.
So let me see how far out. It even sees that Model 3 way over there.
Yeah.
Are you... It sees it right there. Of course it's going to see another Model 3. I mean, we all know. Look at this left turn. Look at that. Boom.
No
On.
lane markers in the lane.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on. That was amazing. Here comes the car. Now see, that right there would have caused my autopilot to freak out and slow down to practically a stop.
A lot of those phantom brakes and just like sudden are like majorly reduced. I think I've maybe experienced 1, maybe 2. So a lot of that is gone. It's become a lot more comfortable and driving a little bit more confidently, it feels like.
Okay, here we go. Roundabout. Impress me, Tesla. Impress me, Elon. Oh, what do we got? Okay. This is one you were talking about. It has a little bit of trouble, right?
No, this one should do successfully.
So saw that coming. Good. Interesting. All right. A little shaky, but we made it.
Wow.
Didn't feel like I was in danger. There are other cars around.
Yeah, there were other cars taking that circle, and we get to our destination.
And here we are. Hi, John.
Now, to be honest, it was a bit on the rough side, but we did make it safely, and there were no curb checks. Now, Tesla and Elon did make up for it with this next left turn.
Now look at this, it's obstructed.
Definitely a little uneasy, but
Stops to look.
what is see? Okay.
All right. Decides to continue. All right.
So it was knew it was okay to stop because there were no cars coming that other side.
Yes. That's what I've been noticing it
And
doing.
it was
is
blinded, so it's like, because it was going, I'm like, okay, are you sure? But then it did stop.
yeah, because
so that
a
was
car
good.
could pop out. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really cool to see how it peaks. So like this is green, it should go. Okay. In some cases where it'll like stop and then it like kind of creeps forward a little bit, almost like you would as you were driving to like look.
Yeah.
And this really tight squeeze.
Earlier event.
Well, but that's how current FSD is right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a tight. Nice. We were just in full self. That was definitely kind of a tight situation, but it handled it well. Nice and slow.
And I've had a situation where it had to fit a tight squeeze and it folded in the mirrors.
And how about these bikers? Pretty impressive.
Let's see how it does. He's kind of on the edge here.
Yeah, he's definitely on the edge. Look, see?
So it gave room.
It did give room.
You can't really see it too well on the camera
You
here,
can see it here.
but
So when you look back,
definitely. Let's see how it does. He's kind of on the edge here.
yeah, he's definitely on the edge. Look, see?
So it gave room.
It did give room.
You can't really see it too well on the camera
You
here,
can see it here.
but
So when you look back,
it definitely gave, and yeah.
Now, as we were recording this, his car was on beta version 2020.44.10.2. And from the very beginning until now, he has noticed some pretty big improvements.
Roundabouts. So seeing it take a roundabout, it was amazing. That's something we've always, wished for. Having it be more intelligent about how it's getting into turning lanes, making turns, that's been pretty big. Obviously, the UI change was huge because that was just like a total design change on how everything looks. Everything else is just behavioral, right? Autopilot is all essentially behavioral, but UI was something visual. It's like, wow, this is really pretty. It presents you with messages now. I think that was another big one, is it tells you autopilot pausing for turn. And so it's like, hey, there are other cars here, we're waiting for our turn, and then we're gonna go. So those little like updates, those little visualizations are nice.
How long do you think it'll be before we start seeing the rollout? I mean, there's rumors that, heck, December, late this year.
Yeah, I think with as fast as they're developing, I think they could make that deadline. I think it could be very close to that deadline. So like maybe January, February timeframe.
Typically, when Tesla rolls out beta software to a select group, they aren't allowed to share their experiences with the public. But with FSD Beta, it's the exact opposite.
And I think that's good because it has to set that expectation. If they just rolled it out and people's expectations are like full self-driving, level 5, great, we're going to end up with a lot of people, just not happy and it not looking great. So we have to understand what those expectations are. And I think everyone's doing a really great job that showcasing what the system can do, what it can't do, and then giving that feedback back to Tesla and letting Tesla iterate and improve on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is beta, right? It is an early beta. And so like we cannot expect perfection, but we can expect a great system when it rolls out to everyone.
Absolutely.
Up until this point, like everyone else, I was watching videos on Twitter and YouTube, trying to get a sense of just how well FSD Beta works. You watch them all the way through and listen to their commentary about how smooth the turn was or how close it got to a curb or car. And at no fault of anyone who has taken their time to post their videos on social media, you just can't get a true sense of any of these things until you sit in the car and experience it firsthand. Now, that all being said, I think we all need to applaud all of the folks who were lucky enough to get their hands on FSD Beta and have shared all of their experiences with us. Now, some of them were ill-equipped and purchased new equipment like GoPro cameras and even drones. Teslaraj even took it to the next level with a 360-degree view of the drive. So am I impressed? Absolutely. Is there room for improvement? Without a doubt. And as it stands right now, I don't think it's ready for a full rollout. But if beta users continue to send data to Tesla and they stay on track, it will only be a matter of time. Once again, I'd like to thank Teslaraj for taking the time out of his busy schedule to spend some time with me. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to check out his YouTube channel for his latest FSD Beta updates. And give him a subscribe while you're at it. So, what do you think? Are you ready for FSD Beta? When do you think it will be rolled out to those who purchased FSD? I'd love to see what you think in the comments section below. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.